Hey, Truth Seekers, welcome back. Zach here. This past Saturday, January 2nd, 2016, late in the evening, United States time, headlines broke out about a family occupying a federal building as a means of protest in southeastern Oregon. These headlines were breaking out as the Alamo Bowl was concluding between Oregon and between Texas. Alamo Bowl, Oregon, Texas. The Alamo happened in Texas. What I want to show in this video is how the world of sports and the world of current events are often synced up. 2 weeks ago, I showed how the UFC fight on Saturday, December 19th, was synced up with the Democratic debate. At the same time as the UFC fight, the Democratic debate was going on, and Hillary Clinton was on stage talking down Donald Trump. Meanwhile, in the UFC ring at the same time, the winning fighter who shares the birthday with Hillary Clinton, October 26th, was knocking out the fighter named Donald. Hillary talking about Donald Trump, the UFC fighter knocking out Donald, and Hillary and the winning fighter sharing the birthday October 26th that leaves 66 days left in the year. That fight took place December 19th, 2015, a date with 66 numerology, and the UFC fight lasted exactly 66 seconds. The word woman equals 66. There's an episode of The Simpsons from years ago where Donald Trump becomes president. He's so awful that it sets it up for the first female president. None of this stuff is a coincidence. This is how we are programmed as a people. We are living out a pre-planned agenda from a gang of Masons and Zionists who control our media, control our sports leagues, control our government, and a whole lot more. And they have mapped out this calendar for us with events planned, such as an Oregon standoff breaking out during the time of the Alamo Bowl that Oregon's in. Before we break down this Bundy standoff, I want to go back and show you what was comical about the Alamo Bowl in case you missed it. ESPN for much of the first half of the Alamo Bowl kept up this image that you're looking at, number 22, number 3. Here's why this is comical, Truth Seeker. This is a picture from the Alamo Bowl. The Alamo Bowl began 2/23 in history. 2/23, 223, like the numbers put before people's eyes who visited the ESPN website during the game. This is no coincidence. This is the kind of stuff I document routinely. It shows the kind of scripting that is going on before us. If you missed the game, Oregon was blowing out Texas Christian University in the Alamo Bowl 31-0 in the first half. I point out that the words Masonic in Gematria equal 223 and 74 because we have this picture of the Oregon teammates in jerseys with 223, and Oregon is the only state with a Gematria of 74. As it happens, halftime also equals 74. Oregon was up 31-0 at halftime of the Alamo Bowl, and Alamo Bowl in Pythagorean Gematria equals 31. The second half was a lot different story. Notice ESPN's picture of the comeback, which Texas Christian University ended up winning the game. They put a 33-second ticker down in the corner. No coincidence, Oregon the 33rd state. TCU had in their backup quarterback for the Alamo Bowl, his name, Kohlhausen. And Kohlhausen in Gematria sums to 42. Alamo in simple English Gematria equals 42. Kohlhausen brought him back for the win. The final score of the game was 47-41. It went to triple overtime. Notice that TCU for Texas Christian University won with 47 points. The sum of the score was 88. TCU wears the color purple. Purple is the only color with a gematria of 88. Major scripting by the numbers. And here's something else I want to show you that I forgot to pull up, Truth Seeker. After the game, ESPN also put up this ticker. A minute 16 TCU champ celebrating after coming back in the Alamo Bowl. Texas Christian University in simple English gematria equals 116. So all sorts of tributes throughout the game, all by the numbers. And then what makes matters extra interesting is how a standoff breaks out in Oregon State at the end of the game. The Alamo was a standoff between people of Texas and the Mexican army. At that moment in history, during the time of the Alamo, Americans and Mexicans were fighting over that land. It should be noted that the Mexican-American War ended in history on February 2nd, the 33rd day of the year. Both the words Mexico and Mexican have gematria of 33. The reason why is because North America is one continent under Freemason rule. There might be 3 different countries here, but they're all ruled by the Freemasons and the Zionists, just like much of this world is. Anyhow, with all that 33 regarding the Mexican-American War, which connects to the Alamo, again, Oregon is the 33rd state. Let's take a minute from the decoding and let's listen to this member of the Bundy family who's participating in the protest. Let's listen to what his demands are. I want you to pay attention that he's talking about how he's trying to restore constitutional rights. We Americans, our Bill of Rights began with 39 proposals made on a date with 39 numerology by James Madison. Madison is a name with 39 gematria. This protest in Oregon began January 2nd, 2016, a date with 39 numerology, and they're advocating for constitutional rights, like the Bill of Rights. Something to think about.
Back to the people of Harney County and where they can get back to ranching, get back to logging, get back to using these lands without feeling fear and intimidation, and that's our goal.
Now, as far as the police presence...
So that's a little quiet. If you couldn't hear it, he's saying that our whole goal is to get the land back from the federal government so we can open up this protected land for logging and mining and working. And that's part of the sign that it's controlled opposition, Truth Seeker. If you've been living under a rock, the federal government for more than a decade, very rapidly since George W. Bush became president, has been opening up federally protected lands for logging and mining. All sorts of federally protected lands that were supposed to be preserved have been opened up for logging and mining. And here we're getting these protesters saying they want to do this for our rights, but they're also talking about things that are helpful to major industry. And that's part of an ongoing trend already, reopening these protected lands for logging and mining and industry.